This is the Black Powder Podcast, coming at you live and direct.
Your salty tears season my life. It's the Black Powder Podcast.
And once again, we are live here from my undisclosed, very hot location in beautiful Southern California. It is I, Marcus Matthews, the only real libertarian here on the only real libertarian podcast, the Black Powder Podcast. And tonight, I'm joined by my good friend, one of my best friends from the great state of North Carolina, Mr. Eric Parker, Bold Liberty. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me. Well, thanks for me deciding to come back on the show.
Eric has been indisposed lately, taking care of his beautiful family. We're very excited for Eric, a new father of a beautiful baby girl that's very athletic. I told him he should move to California so she could train under my son to play softball. And, he could learn how to be a real American by living here in a great state, the fourth largest economy in the world, here in sunny Southern California. It's been like 100 degrees the last 2 weeks, but you'd love it, Eric.
Is it a dry heat?
If you're doing the Bill Paxton impression, yeah.
I did tell Marcus his son should come try out for the High Point Rockers and just move out here. And it might expedite Marcus's retirement and move to North Carolina.
If my son did reach that level in professional baseball, I would truly consider it, because I actually love the state of North Carolina. Not so much the summer months, because I think it's actually worse than California. Because when I was there, it was 97 degrees, 90% humidity, and it was thunderstorms on and off all day long. And you don't walk, you swim. And I'm a sweater.
Coming from Florida, nothing like the summers aren't anything here. We've had a couple hot ones, but I'd come out to my car, and my car inside of it's like 106 degrees. That's what the thermometer says, but that's a car been sitting in the parking lot all day. Here over this last weekend, it was good weather, cool breeze. That maybe the summer's been a little more hot than normal. It sounds like that's the case there in California as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. So what we have for the people tonight is a weird individual joining us. That is the perfect segue.
There you go.
I don't know what you were saying.
I would say what we have for you tonight. I was going to talk about our new format, where it's just going to be us, possibly somebody else. We got some things in the work, but talking libertarian stuff of a variety of nature, and you getting to know who we truly are. Because, like I say, too many times libertarians get defined by the duopoly, and the duopoly doesn't tend to say nice things about us. I kind of like the people who like guns and weed thing. I think that's cool. I don't really have a problem with that. And the Supreme Court said that was cool too. So I just want to point that out. But welcome Tub to the show, everybody. Hold on, Tub. Don't say anything.
You got a applause thing for me? Oh,
hey,
that's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Tub, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can indeed. Can y'all hear me? I'm guessing we're good. All right, so hang on. Let me suggest something to you, Marcus. You said that libertarians tend to get defined by the duopoly. And I would suggest to you that libertarians tend to get defined by the craziest ones.
Yes.
By the craziest libertarians. And then we all get stuck with that on us.
Yeah. Well, like this dude literally told me that ask a libertarian what they think about the age of consent. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, libertarians were the main ones pushing the Epstein files back when it wasn't cool. and they were highly opposed to that type of behavior. I want to say hi to Terry. She's tuning in from the great state of Florida. We actually love you, Terry. Thank you for chiming in.
Do you say we actually like we don't really mean it when we say it to other people?
No,
no, Terry, we really love you.
No, Terry is a real one. You know, Terry's on the team for real. If I say I love you, I do, and I want Tub to truly understand that.
You said that to me at such obscure times, and then sometimes I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're up to when you say it. Let's put it that way.
When is the wrong time to tell somebody you love them?
If they're trying to break up with you.
Possibly.
If they're trying to break up, I love you.
That is kind of creepy. Yeah, that's like, hopefully you're in a public setting. If not,
she married me anyway. She still married me, so it works. It works.
She was trying to break up with you?
Yeah, I'm like, no, I love you. Hey. The only thing I had after that was, oh my goodness. I think I'm having a heart attack. They can't leave you in a heart attack.
No. So
I got a lot of gray going on.
You do.
I got gray. I got gray. Listen, next week, prayerfully next week. I don't know if we have something we're actually going to discuss tonight, but I will tell you this.
We do. Eric has it.
Oh, okay. So part of my thing was it Bill Redpath was last week, correct?
Yes.
And I did stuff. I reached her. I'll send you after. I texted myself all kind of things to cover with him. And then everything just started working against me about getting on.
Yeah.
It's been a mess. And I'm somewhat happy because I haven't seen Eric for a little while, so I'm happy to see Eric.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure last week I just totally forgot. We went out to dinner.
No, that was the week before.
That's Friday. I was with you on that. I'm like, oh dang, it's a Friday one.
No, yeah. It's all a blur to you guys now. It's because you both are getting up there in years.
I've missed.
We're gonna catch you before we know it.
Missed so many in a row. They're all just kind of running together. But either way, I literally was like in bed. It was like had to work the next day. And my wife said, "Don't you got a podcast?" And I looked down at my watch, and it was 9:03 p.m.
Yeah,
like dang, no,
no, that's not.
I missed it.
No, but they sure do.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of our new format, we got our first question of the night because this is a podcast with you as the guest, and it's from the great state of Florida. Our friend D. What does Pastor Tub think about the latest news about Byron Donalds?
Okay, so I received a text. Is this the one about sex trafficking stuff?
I heard about the charter school stuff. I didn't hear anything.
I know nothing about it. I got this random text earlier today, and they're like, "Hey, Byron Donalds, sex trafficking stuff." And I'm like, "Well," I haven't even had time to look into it. I don't know when this all came out. Listen. At first, I was not against Byron Donalds. We're talking like 6 months ago. I was like, hey, Byron Donalds, not terrible. And the more that's been going on and the more that he's been hiding and the more that you're hearing about, the more you're kind of like, dude, I don't know. And then I like James Fishback. James Fishback's not bad. Young kid, got some libertarian thinking inside of him. But then he starts saying these things like he goes, oh, we're going to give every first-time home buyers $10,000 towards their things. I'm like, dude, that's just, I said, watch, every single house just went up $10,000 in sale price.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's still just a form of government welfare. Like, and so he had a couple other things. I'm like, you can't. All right, now let's go back 5 minutes ago when we said about how we get defined by the crazy libertarians. And some of these issues are things that we as libertarians, we stand on and we push back against. But we can't get the proper traction to get a solid candidate to present themselves well, to present these ideas well. And we end up just having to wait for them to run their little primaries, which are, is it next week or the following week here? They run their primaries. We sit out and see who they throw at us, basically.
Yeah, and Terry says about him illegally voting as well.
I didn't even heard about that one.
Was that Byron illegally voting or Fishback? Because there were questions about Fishback's.
His was residency issues.
Yeah,
and they lost that.
Yeah,
Fishback won.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and
listen, see, this lawsuit stuff, dude. It's just irritating. And a lot of times it's just distraction. It's just like could we?
I know what it is. It is to make you use up your resources. That's all it is, because this whole game is money, and if you have to start paying a lawyer, you're gonna run out of that honeypot real quick.
It does. You're right, and I think it also it gets attention off of the things that they want to have attention on. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody's they're going to put a lawsuit on somebody because somebody's gaining traction, and if they can be, and it's not even just financial, and the idea of what hits the news. You know what I'm saying? It just it's tiresome.
It is.
So
go ahead, Eric.
I was going to say this. Apparently, Fishback. And I only know this because I have Republican friends in Florida still. Apparently, Fishback was literally working for Susie Wiles a year or two ago. Like he was, a lobbyist or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't know exactly, because she was a lobbyist, runs a lobby firm. She's Trump's chief of staff. If you didn't know who I'm talking about, for those of you that didn't know who I'm talking about, but yeah, he apparently worked for her a year or two ago. And I got some people telling me, like, they think he is just the distraction to steal votes from Jay Collins or one of the other the second runner-up, if you will.
Yeah,
so Renner or Collins, one of those two guys. Because they're the establishment safe Republican choice. You know what I mean? And Fishback's this wild card. He's going to steal the libertarian leaning vote.
He will
water it down, really.
There's the other part. Because here's the thing. What I believe he's going to do, if he's smart, okay, you're not going to, he's not going to come out high enough in the primary. But if nothing else, he's out making a good name for himself. That it's just, okay, what are you really going to run for? It's like you grab the attention, you got some name recognition off of this. Now, what are you really going to go do? And I think that might be what he ends up having, because he's young, dude. He's, what is it, like? I don't think he's in mid-30s yet. Yeah. Like, dude's young. And listen, the part that we should be able to appreciate, he does this part I do like. He'll do like small meetings and pop-up type things, and he does them in Waffle House and stuff like that and everything. Like, okay. And that's why all of these. Yes. Well, because sometimes when I first heard about that, I'm like, dude, how ghetto is this kid? And then I go, but hang on.
He's at Waffle House. Yeah. I mean, I just imagine you eat at Waffle House 2 to 3 times a day. Probably breakfast for sure. And then, me? You.
No, you got to understand, Waffle House, when I moved down here, was new for me because we didn't have Waffle House in Connecticut.
No.
So now I ain't gonna lie. I just went out there Tuesday morning before we went out into the woods. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I did go out.
Oh, yeah. Why break tradition? I think the most Western one is Arizona here, maybe Nevada. But I wanted to switch gears a little bit.
Please.
Because I wanted to tell the people watching, and please share and do that good stuff and let us get some people coming along. I want to share this real quick. Here's a link right here. It's in the comments. It's a pretty cool shirt. You should go take a look at it.
Can you
Yeah, I'm gonna share
the
my
screen share thing. Can you do that? Careful, we don't know what else is in them.
Yeah, we don't know what you got popped up on there.
Hey,
I'm not going down for you. I can tell you something. I didn't know. I'm not even sure who Marcus is.
Here you go.
So this is our sponsor. This shirt is our sponsor tonight
for the night. Yeah, it's so called the Simple Math 7. I think there's more shirts like this, but it's basically says 762 by 51 equals liberty. And if you truly understand, you guys get that?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I just saw this.
Marcus tried quizzing me, thought he'd stump me in the backstage when he said, "Do you know what the 762 by 51 is?" And it took me a second because I was trying to make sure I had it right. Do you know what that is?
No, what's the 51?
So it's that round.
It's the length of the round.
Yeah, that round is the 308 round. That's what that is.
It's a 308. but it's the European
version. You brought this up. So here's the
NATO
issue.
version.
Let me ask you two real quick. We probably have topics, but this is one that we can watch. This is one that'll fit into us still. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm looking at getting a 300 blackout. Okay. I looked at the Remington version, and then I shot the Remington, and then I shot the AR. And I'm torn. I'm not gonna lie. I'm torn. I'm probably gonna go with the AR. And the reason why I mentioned it because 308 was my next one after a 300 blackout. So in a 300 blackout. Remington or AR?
In a 300, I would go AR, but for me, AR, I'm 5.56 and 223 all the way, just because of availability of rounds and magazines and everything else.
Question, and correct me if I'm wrong, but can't you have an AR lower in a 300, 5.56? A lower is the same. For 5.56,
yes.
And then you just gotta buy a
swap
300.
Them out.
Yeah, have a 300 blackout upper.
Yeah, you can swap them out in the field. Like you can, they're right there. Easy. Like I've heard about that. I heard that they are just that easy to swap out.
Yeah, that's why I would go AR. But you want to hold gun. You want to take it
right. I have options with it.
Yeah,
and so that's what. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. It was nice. Like I shot him. Like, all right, hang on. This. Like it's nice overall. That because that's gonna be my hog gun. And so I'm like, dude, I think so. Like I said, I've been kind of going back and forth right now about which one.
Why not just go AR-10 then? Which would be
because
AR-308, right?
There it is. And so that's why I'm like, okay, the conversion of it. But I'm like, okay, my plan and my goal is to get the 300 blackout, like I said, it'll probably be the AR realistically, and put a thermal scope on it. So as I'm looking at this, the cheap end of this is going to be roughly $1,800, $1,900 to pull that off. And so I'm like, okay, but then my hog gun is set up and I'm done. And then I can keep my Weatherby for deer hunting. Listen,
you can also get an AR and AR and 308 too.
I know. And so the reason why, so my brother-in-law owns all of them. And when I say all, he owns all of them. And so the beauty of it is like, he'll be like, come on, we're going out to the woods. Let's go shoot this one so you can see what it's like. So I've been able to start shooting these without having to worry about which one am I buying and getting too far into it. And so I ain't gonna lie, it's been kind of nice that you can just kind of, it's like a rental car. You can just take it and violate it a little bit. And then, all right, let's see if I like this or not.
I have an AR in 50 Beowulf, which is a pretty thick round. It was developed to stop vehicles.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
All right, I'm shooting hogs within 50. I probably don't need that.
Well, it doesn't
explode a hog.
I mean, it is very short range. It only goes out about 150 yards or meters.
Oh, okay. That's still way more.
Yeah, but it was literally intended to disable the engine block on a car. So the robots out there, be warned. I got something for your rear end.
You guys will be either you guys or New York will be first with the robot ones. I'm telling you. You guys are New York. You'll be first
with the robot cops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or robot soldiers. Because Elon Musk has made it clear he wants a robot army.
Well, he is kind of like our modern day Iron Man, I guess, right?
and not to mention, he might benefit financially off of that.
Yeah. He'll get those government contracts.
That's what I was going to say. He's going to be the new military industrial complex.
Yeah.
All right, now.
That's kind of, well, I just want to get to this comment real quick because our guy Kenneth, he's in the great state of Oklahoma. They know about some hog hunting out there. And I'm pretty sure
huge hogs.
Yes,
it would be a perfect short range hog run. It's going down. You're not getting any rib meat. Anything by the shoulder, that's probably gone too, but you'll have some nice hams.
Right there. Listen, if you put it, I have learned you shoot for right behind the ear, right there. And then the good thing about that, you get to keep everything.
Yeah.
Everything gets saved. Well, I don't know about you black people. You black people probably have something like the skull you want to eat. But the rest of us.
We like the neck bones. Then you got to make hog head cheese. So you don't know nothing about that right there.
You're right, and I don't want to know about it. Oh my goodness, I ain't that black.
Hey,
I'm not that white. I'm not that black.
That's some LA stuff.
You ain't that way. Hogshead cheese. My mom's never been to LA, and she loves some Hogshead cheese. That's a Southern thing, Marcus.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, when I say LA, I'm talking about Lower Alabama.
Okay, all right. Well, my mom's from Lower Alabama, so that makes sense.
There you go. She's from LA too.
All right, do we have topics tonight, or we got nothing?
No, we do. Eric,
did
you?
I wanted to talk about. I'm just goofing off.
I know.
Hey,
before we get started, then hey, Eric, I need you. Your beard is getting like thick, like Yukon Jack from the Rudolph thing. And so it's hard to tell where your mouth is sometimes. So every now and then I need to try, I need something.
And then I put the microphone there, and then there's no telling.
Yeah.
All right.
You need to go get a wheel gun on your hip, though. That's what I think you're missing.
A fixed blade and a wheel gun.
I'll go get the wife's
and an extraction tool.
Tree 57 out of off the nightstand.
Listen, that's what I keep in my truck now. Because I carry the SIG. Because I used to carry a wheel gun every day. Every day carry was my wheel gun, and I liked it. Like I liked having that. I liked it because it was lightweight and everything too. And so I bought the SIG 365, dude. All right, it's not bad. I know everybody has it. It's one of the staples that everybody has. And I was slow to the SIG game, and so I carry that. And my 357 is my truck gun. Just stays right there. Which none of this again. So you got to fix it. You got to have a fixed blade and a revolver, and then he's in. That he is Yukon Jack.
All right, that's his new name. We're going for it. We're going to change the moniker. But I want to ask
Parker.
I want to ask you guys. I've seen a lot of Democratic socialists getting a lot of airtime all over social media, and now they're winning elections, like the Michigan Democratic senator nominee. Of course, you got Mom Dami, and you've had a whole litany of all these people who they are calling DSAs or whatever, coming forward into the mainstream now. And my question is to you two, and I have my own opinion about it. How the hell aren't libertarians getting messaging across to typically these younger voters that are seeing this particular type of media influence from the Democratic Socialists? How's that resonating with them right now?
Hold on. What do you mean? So are you saying why are we not getting in the media, or why are we?
Why aren't we getting to those voters? Is it we don't have enough presence or messaging? Why aren't we attracting that type of attention?
Why would we get them?
I think we have the best messaging.
Yeah, but they're pro-government.
That's true. My bad.
So that's why I said. Sorry, look, he's so far in California, he doesn't even realize that's pro-government anymore. That's just every day for you now.
No, so, both sides are pro-government.
Because now we're coming to the point, and listen, this may sound crazy when I first say this, but the more DSAs that can come through the mix of things and get a little, maybe even get in office, the better off that is for us to get Democrats. Because you're going to have the Democrats who go, dude, I've already heard people talk about it. I'm not following my party that far. And so they're already saying it. He comes in, okay, you know what? Let them start doing it. Get a few more in there and let the Democrats start going, you know what? Because how many people were like Eric that were Republicans and they go, I can't go where they're going. And they ended up in the Libertarian Party. And so now we do the same thing. Allow the DSAs to start taking over the Dems. So when the Dems start going, I can't go that far with the party. Come on in. And maybe that's the method that we go about.
We catch those old blue dog Democrats like Tubb.
Like me. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. So like I always tell everybody, I say, listen, I voted for Bubba twice. Okay. And I'm telling you, different things that I watch, different things that are coming up, they're bringing back, and we're talking about Republicans are bringing back the old Bill Clinton, and they're going, hey, you know, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, I have said for years, JFK would have to be a Republican today. It's getting very close to where Bill Clinton would be a Republican today.
Yeah.
Well, and that's because the Republican Party is going socialist too, and I don't know if that's
the other side
intentional. Well, yeah, I don't know if that. Well, I mean, even like the CHIPS Act, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna,
Yep. Yeah.
the government's gonna own
Government.
10% of a computer chip company. You know what I mean? Like all that. That's just
Eric,
bordering on the edge of socialism, right?
Yes. Let me give you a local example of what you're saying right there. So right downtown, there's a piece of property right along the river that got cleared out by like down by where the landing and stuff was. Now, Marcus, you can still follow along. You'll understand what I'm about to say here in a second. So the city owns the property, and they decided they want a restaurant there. So the city is going to open a restaurant there, and they're going to have a local restaurant come in and run it. I'm like, that's just socialism with an extra step, almost fascism, really, with an extra step. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Why won't they just sell the property to a landlord, to someone? And maybe it's because no one wants to buy the property. I don't know.
But here's the thing, Eric, you know what I'm about to say right here because you've talked about this often. The Jacksonville City Council has a super majority of Republicans. And now, bear in mind, every time the DIA does these plans, it has to go through City Council, and City Council approved it. So that tells you what Eric just said about how the Republicans are doing their version of it too.
Yeah.
Well, I think we gotta. I'm sorry, Eric. Go ahead, and then let me.
Well, I was gonna say, like, I'd like to see the vote on that, and if any of there's really only one decent Republican anymore in Jacksonville City Council. I want to know what Mike Gay's vote on.
I was gonna say I'll find out what Mike Gay did.
Yeah, I'll find out. Ask him to explain himself if he did it wrong. You know what I mean? But
All right.
But
so I wanted to get to this comment right here. It's from D. Conspiracy theory. The GOP wants the DSA in charge too, but they act like they don't. I think she's spot on because nowadays politics isn't about the best idea. It's about what's wrong with those other people, why that other person sucks. So if they have a boogeyman that's in the room with us, that makes their election prospects that much easier.
But now I didn't know if she was saying it that way or if she was saying it in the way that actually Republicans are okay with this thinking, but they get to have the other person be the one doing it. You know, it's the way that when they get in office, there's always the other thing. Like when they were fussing about the border, the Republicans were, and then they got in and did nothing about it. It was just something they want to be able to say, you guys are doing this and you guys are doing that. So ultimately, it's kind of like they want it, but they don't want to be the party that puts them in place. So that's the way I read that question when she said that. I was like, hey,
I got you.
Are they saying they kind of, Republicans aren't necessarily against these things? Because here's what's going to happen. If they start seeing it can happen, they're going to go, oh, wait a minute. We can do that too. Yeah, because remember, the whole idea is that once somebody goes out there and does something, like I have said right now, I said there are certain things that will never be touched, like welfare programs, stuff along those lines, because the candidate or the person who's in office who goes in and starts pulling that away, you've committed political suicide. You're done. And so that stuff right there, you start letting them take it in. Oh, look, they did it. Hey, we can do that now too. And they'll just do their version of it.
But I have a comment. We have a clarification from D. I love this comment. Yes, I was saying what Marcus said.
We don't get to hear that very often.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm celebrating this mild victory. That's 100 points to me. Nobody else is giving you guys any points for tonight. So I'm already winning.
Listen, we're not doing that stupid thing. Listen, is this how you wrote me in? Like I said, when I went on that show that second time, it was not my plan. I didn't know I was going. So don't get me on here tonight talking about we're doing points now.
All right. Shout out to Addison Liberty Patrick, a former guest on the podcast.
Her race is coming up.
Yeah.
Hers is. Is it next week? Well, the one I was saying is next week or the week after. She's in with that.
Next week, I think.
Next week.
Or 10 days or something like that.
And this is the perfect segue into us introducing another new aspect of this show. If you have been a former guest on this show, we want to hear from you. We want to update. Make us a video 1, 2, 3 minutes long, and we are going to put that all over our social media and platform you. So those strange undecided voters, I don't understand that. if you know what you have in front of you, it's been in front of you your entire life and it sucks, vote Libertarian. I think that should be our next motto.
If what's in front of you sucks, vote Libertarian.
No, I'm talking about I led into that. Pay attention. I led into that about the same things you've seen in your entire life in voting, and that's implying Democrats and Republicans.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So shout out to her.
Oh, hang on. So do what you're gonna do real quick. Go ahead.
Joe Hanush, vote Addison Patrick for Jacksonville City Council. Thank you, Joe. The hardest working man in the Libertarian Party, does so much for us. Thank you very much, sir.
The James Brown of the Libertarian Party.
Yeah, I have to leave you. Thank you, Terry, for sticking by us. You know, Terry's a real one. Hold on. Oh, you know what? This really touches my heart right here, because this is a labor of love for all three of us. I love Tub. I love Eric. They love me. And you guys can picture that in any way, shape, form you want to.
No, they cannot. I know they can't.
But the Black Powder Podcast.
Are you trying to say we're a thruple?
That's what. Yeah.
A reverse
I want to go back
sandwich.
to our text messages, Marcus. So, because earlier today, because here's what I'm learning. There are a couple people that. Okay, so Marcus and I, people think that we really don't like each other. And then the other one,
it's true.
A little bit, yes. And then the other one is people think that Free and I don't like each other,
which is true.
Right? I don't like him. I don't know how he feels about me. And then the other one, Ryan Woodcraft. Now, here's what's funny: Ryan Woodcraft and I, we're actually fine. It's just funny, is all it is. Now, Marcus and I, not so much. And Marcus and I were texting earlier. I said, dude, if somebody saw how we text message each other, they were like, no, they really don't like each other. like they really do. All right. Now, here's what I wanted to add. I made a post 2 days ago or something like that on Facebook. Dude, I've been slipping stuff past Facebook the past couple weeks. Like, excellent. I don't know how it's happened, but because usually I've been stifled. The algorithm. It's been horrible. I caught it. It's been working a little bit. Now here's what I was saying. So I made a post. I says, as a Libertarian, I don't feel like I have to vote for the Libertarian. The best candidate gets my vote. Now we can discuss that, but I also want to make it very clear. I wasn't talking about Addison in that one. I don't want people to look at that and go, no, that's not it at all. But I was saying as a whole, and in all honesty, I can tell you there was a specific candidate that I was speaking of or thinking of. But I don't feel as Libertarians that we have to just support the Libertarian. You have to earn our vote. Because if we say, oh, Libertarian, you better vote for a Libertarian, we become no different than the duopoly.
That's
so you're in the party, you have to support them.
Yeah. Principles over party, right? That's what we always say.
Yeah.
Tub, can I ask you this? And if you don't feel comfortable answering, that's fine. Can you let us know what level of candidate, like is it local, national, state?
State.
State in
your
state.
You know what? I don't care.
Your state.
Yes. I don't care. Listen, if you don't like the fact that I'm going to tell you that I think Scott Jewett seems like a horrible candidate for governor of Florida, tough. I don't care. Listen, I've come across him a couple different times, and I'm looking at him, I go, this is not a guy I would ever support. I don't care. So, and now, if Libertarians get mad at me, I don't care. What are you going to do? Kick me out of the party? Okay.
Well, all right. So
I won't let them. I'm the only real Libertarian.
Oh, you get to decide. Never mind.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Fishback isn't going to be the Republican nominee. I think we can all say that. And then you get Jolly as the Democrat, and then you get Scott Jewett. So you have Byron Donalds, Jolly, and Scott Jewett. Are you just not voting?
I probably wouldn't. That's a blank vote. Listen, you know what's funny? Because for years, I would never leave.
I just want to make a point. Like that's your post isn't saying just don't vote. It's saying the better candidate. Well, I don't think Byron Donalds is better, right?
Oh, then Scott Jewett?
Yeah. I mean, seriously,
dude,
I don't think he is.
Hey, here's the thing. I want to hold that thought. Joe Hanush says, I moved to revoke Tubbs LPF membership.
Done. That's fine.
I second.
Done. Listen, you
been waiting for that moment.
For real, when it can not be my fault anymore, like, go ahead, do it. Best of luck to you.
Listen,
okay. Now
when Tubbs no longer libertarian, Marcus is gonna kick him off the podcast like he did Michael White.
So guess what? And I get my Thursday nights free.
I know that was a joke. That was a joke.
So listen, I did not deal with libertarian stuff. I don't have to worry about being the affiliate chair, and I get Thursday nights off. Dude, I'm in. Like tell Joe right now. Hey, start that paperwork. Get that going. Get that moving. Now, here's what's funny. So over the past 4 weeks now, there's a local pastor friend of mine. He's retiring. So I've been helping his church transition out, not transition the way Marcus did, transition out leadership. And so I've been preaching every Sunday night at their church also, and that church hates me, dude. I
don't blame me. Don't blame me. Not one bit.
Dude, they are so miserable in that church. Oh my goodness. And so and I say this for a reason. So last week, after I got done, they're mad. Like, dude, they're mad at me. And as we were leaving, Melissa, my wife, goes, "You're done. They're not going to bring you back again." I'm like, I got another week. And then I get a call on Monday. And I'm like, well, and he's like, well, they're all kind of mad. and I'm like, well, don't fight over it for me. Don't fight. It's not worth it fighting for me. I don't care. I'm not getting paid for it or anything. I'm like, it's fine. And then
what did you tell them?
The truth. I told them biblical truth, and they don't listen. There's a biblical premise that says if you have an issue with somebody, go talk to that person. And I try to hold to that one. If I have an issue with you, I'm going to go talk to you about it. Okay.
Right.
And so I said that. I said, hey, guys, the biblical model is if you have a problem with somebody, you go talk to somebody because they got a lot of junk in their church. And
right after service, there was a line to talk to you.
They were like, hey, let's talk, buddy. No, this one, listen, I ain't going to lie. All week I've been referring to this one old hag. And it's because there's 3 of them. They just sit right there. They're just miserable. And when I said that, she looked right at her friend, and she's several pews back. And she looks right at her friend, and I can hear her go, I ain't doing that. Like we're just talking about biblical standards, and you don't need. So here's what I'm getting at. So I'm like, okay, if they kick me out, although I did get one more week, I know I'm going back this Sunday night, and I'm unleashing it on them. And so here's the thing: my thinking, my alignment with this was, my segue with it was, listen, if they're going to kick me out for doing that, so be it. So Joe, start the paperwork, and if you got to kick me out for not supporting the governor candidate. Okay. Because here's the thing. If we get mad because I openly say I'm not going to support the Libertarian, Libertarians better not get mad at me. Because like I said, we get so mad when they go, Republicans always just vote for Republicans. Democrats always just vote for Democrats. Well, then I should have the freedom without y'all getting on to me.
I concur.
It's weird. Like, I would hypothetically imagine if the governor race was an open primary, you'd vote for Fishback.
I would. I probably would. Now, listen, there's no such thing as a perfect candidate. The perfect candidate does not exist. Okay. And so he has said a couple of things. I'm like, dude, but for me, I guess they're not deal breakers because he'd have to get approval for that one. In all honesty, the one about $10,000 for every home. So I look at that and I go, all right. So if it was open primaries, I probably would. Now, here's the thing. Oh, this is what I was starting to say. Up until like a few years back, not terribly long ago, I would never leave an open spot on a ballot. I'd vote for somebody. And then I finally came to the point, I'm like, no, you know what? I don't have to vote for any of them. I don't have to vote for the lesser of evils. I'll leave it blank and vote down ballot.
Is there a write-in slot? And if there is, you could always write yourself in, or Hector Roos. No,
we got, but remember in Florida,
or Thomas Massey, whoever.
Now in Florida, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but you have to be a qualified write-in.
Yeah,
like you still have to file as a write-in candidate. Like you can't just put somebody's name down.
Somebody,
I need to look into that
because I got votes. I
did too.
One time for mayor. I got like 7 or 8 votes for mayor. I wasn't even running. But I got like 7 or 8 votes for mayor. It didn't mean anything because I wasn't a qualified write-in.
Says Joe says write-in or not official unless the candidate is an official write-in.
There it is. So is it like that in other states though?
I don't know because I always write myself. Here in California, most of the time it's excuse me, R or D that are running for office, and if there's write-in, I simply can't do it. I cannot in good conscience vote for a Democrat or Republican and then go look at my kids in the eye and asking me, Dad, gas was 45 cents cheaper last night than it is today. You know, yep. I can't do that. And that's what I don't understand about people who continuously vote for Democrats and Republicans and expect different results. Because right now, gas is a direct, the prices are a direct correlation to voting for the guy that's in charge right now.
Yep.
So
it doesn't happen
I've
often.
Heard for people that still do paper ballots is never leave one open. So if you're not going to vote for someone, bubble in everyone, or at least more than one. That way it's invalid. That way somebody can't take your ballot and pencil something in. Just
I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
you still do paper ballots.
Marcus, how hard is it to get on the ballot for governor of California? It seems pretty easy.
It's not hard at all, because when Arnold Schwarzenegger ran, basically it was, I want to say, over 50 other, it was like 50 people.
Yeah, you guys get a ton of them. That's why I'm saying you guys have a lot of candidates.
It might have been more than that. It might have been 50 this primary, because I remember it was 2 pages on governor.
And here's the thing, is like, I actually like that. I like the, I mean, even though I know they're all still just Republicans and Democrats, but I like the idea that the access is that easy enough that they all get on there.
Yeah, but then we have the top 2. And oftentimes it'll be 2 Democrats. And you have your choice between a poop sandwich and diarrhea soup.
Diarrhea soup. Okay.
Or poop sandwich, which, I mean, the poop sandwich is cold.
What's that saying? I can't. Hey, read those comments when you bring them up, please, because I can't see them. I'm on my phone.
In the GA Senate race, Chase convinced a bunch of people to just turn in an empty ballot in the general.
Huh.
Well, so the idea about that is it is a protest vote. I guess my conspiracy theory is that, especially in Georgia, you know, election fraud. You could have a bunch of poll workers see an empty one and they just throw a ink blot down on a dot and then turn it in. So
yeah, that could be
we have the kind that we get a paper ballot and then we go and put it in the machine.
Yeah,
and so can you imagine how cool it would be to walk up there and they go through all the stuff, you get your ballot and they hand you and you walk straight to the other machine and put it right in. Like
don't
it's
even write anything.
And I'm like, that would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
And I get that. Like, if you counted, like, God, there were 10,000 empty ballots. Well, that's people, 10,000 people saying we don't like
enough
of your choice.
Listen, that idea that Chase had, that's not a bad idea if you can get enough. Because if you got to get enough. Like you said, it's got to be a big number, like 10,000 or something like that, for it to work. Because otherwise, it's just going to be like, whatever, and then won't even get attention.
Yeah,
if you get a big enough number like that, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah, Terry chimes in. She said it aggravates me when people vote for amendments and don't even know what they are. That's because the only thing, Terry, that they do when they do a bill or an amendment or anything of the such, they'll just give it a headline. And the headline will tell you everything you need to know.
That one you don't need to know. Bill. It's not the truth. So
Build Back Better, the Patriot Act. All of those, it's just great slogans, but you don't know what the hell's in them at all.
So what was the one for the green products? The one that they just did when Biden was in this last year in Biden. Remember, it was for all the bill? Yes. And so now here's the thing. You know what the issue is a lot of times with the amendments? I believe they intentionally write them in such a confusing manner that there's like, you'll read them and you'll be like, and I can't tell you how many times, like, I tend to pay attention to those things. And I can't tell you how many times once you get to the ballot, you start reading it, then you start getting confused. Like, wait a minute, I thought I knew, because then they write like, okay, am I saying yes to, or I'm saying no? Like, it gets confusing, and I think that's intentional.
Yeah. Oh, 100% intentional. The Save America Act. Who's against saving America?
Sounds great.
Yeah, but do you know what's in it?
Now,
no, they told me it's just.
Can I come out and say I am definitely not against the idea of showing ID for voting?
I get it.
I'm not against it.
My whole problem is, and this happened in the state of Alabama, they did a very similar action. And, you know, I hate playing devil's advocate, but I have to, because anytime government gets involved in something, it's a power grab to me. And with what they did in the state of Alabama when they did their voter ID, they simultaneously closed a lot of rural DMVs where people can go get their ID or their driver's license. And if you know anything, if you're in the country, well, you guys know when you're in the country, if you got to drive a minute to go somewhere, it turns into one of those things like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next day. And eventually, for a significant amount of people, they're never going to go get that ID. And I'm not trying to make excuses, because if you really want something, you'll go get it.
You'll go get it. Yeah.
But if the government is doing the regulation and making it harder to do that,
hang on,
it's not on the surface level. It's something. Yeah, that's one.
Isn't there a certain level? Isn't there a certain level where you go, you know what? If there are less people voting, it might not be a terrible thing. Like there are times. Now listen, a number of years back, before I owned a house, I was a renter. Okay, I used to tell people all the time. I said, you know what? I would not be against only people who own land, had something in the game, should be allowed to vote, and that was cutting me out at the time.
Yeah,
because then you have something in the game. You have some skin in the game. If you're like, or how about this? If you're on a form of government welfare, whatever that looks like, you can't vote. Because you know what happens when you do that? You keep voting yourself more stuff.
Well, I mean, that actually happens right now.
Right?
Joe Hanoush
is your example. Joe keeps doing it.
His comment, it was like, this was to my point. I'm okay if you have to show ID, but I don't think people should have to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Or be inconvenienced because that's a poll tax, which it is.
I think that's fine. Now, let's be very clear. We get too libertarian decided this way. Listen, realistically, now don't get into this. Well, I know. All right. Do you know anybody as an adult in this country that you know that doesn't have an ID?
No.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
And you're black.
I don't know. No, I don't know very many low-income people. I got to be 100% honest with you. It's not in my social circle or my family circle.
Hang on. How is that statement okay? Why is it we assume that low-income people are too stupid to, or they have the inability to get an ID? You sound very Democrat right there.
I don't think it's the stupidity. All right, go ahead.
Hear me out. Maybe the people without IDs are actually the smart ones.
Smart ones?
Hey, I've always said that about homeless people.
The government isn't tracking them.
I've always said that about homeless people. They're living the ultimate libertarian existence.
The flock cameras aren't reading their
go where they
license
want.
plate. They don't have any.
They move about freely. They do whatever they want.
See, Tub?
You know,
they didn't have COVID problems.
They build their own properties without government permits. You know, and they move their property. I mean, they're living the libertarian existence.
For real.
So, all right, hold on. You said they didn't have COVID problems today. Right. Like I walked into the shop and there's a bunch of people looking at this machine that's like been at my employer's facility since COVID, and it's one of those like a machine that you walked up to. I guess it read your temperature and it flashed green if you can come in. Flash red if you had to leave. One of the technicians got under and looked at the label for where this thing was shipped from. Guess where it's shipped from? Guess where it's built? Wuhan, China.
No way.
I swear. Like,
see, the homeless people didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, they didn't have to deal with that. They didn't have to deal with our government funding gain of function research, and then probably building the machines that made money off of.
That's crazy. Now we know that for sure. It wasn't just somebody like joking. Like
no,
for
literally.
Real.
No,
that's crazy. That well played. Well played. Now, can I
go
back to your?
Yeah, well, let me clarify one thing because this is based on comments too. I'm not saying I'm opposed to idea voting. All I'm saying is I'm opposed to every government impediment to voting. And if you can present your case where you cannot truly afford this ID, there should be a government program. How about that? I mean, I'm not saying.
Well, I'm fine if you can't.
And don't close government offices that serve those rural communities, because I don't think people truly understand how isolated rural communities are, because my dad had a place.
Hang on. So what if we did this? So let's say we said, okay, you have to get an ID, and if you can't afford it, we'll get a government ID issued to you. I have no problem with that, in all honesty. So imagine if you said, hey, but they shut down the local, whatever you're saying, DMV or whatever it is issuing the IDs. So then you go, okay, here's what we have to do. If you want to shut it down, that's fine. But you have to run a mobile unit out there, you know, every 3 months or every quarter. And you go, okay. And then they can go, okay, listen, you get notice. Hey, your mobile unit's coming. If you don't have an ID, get to the mobile unit during this weekend. You'll get your ID made. And be done with it.
That's a great libertarian idea right there. And I hate giving you credit for anything.
Or move to the private sector. You're gonna say that's crazy, but why can't you just buy your government ID at the gas station, convenience store, Western Union, any of those places?
The post office,
UPS store,
the post office. Yeah, like you should just be able to walk in and be like, "Hand me my ID." You know that there'd be a database. The government's tracking you.
Yep,
you got it right there. If you could send a Western Union somewhere from a pawn shop, you should be able to get your government ID there.
There you go, right there. And like I said, you allow them, and then you tell them, say, hey, listen, they can go back and petition the government to get their money back for the ID, which is have at it. That's fine. And then at that point right there, I think that removes like what you're saying, Marcus, is that, hey, what happens when we give it an ID and then they remove the opportunity to get the ID?
Yeah.
I
want one more clarification real quick. I didn't mean any disrespect by low-income people.
Yes, you did.
It was my sympathy.
Low-income people?
No,
you're a black man who forgot where your ancestors came from, because we know your family was poor.
Because I actually work with low-income people throughout the courses of my daily duties, Monday through Friday.
Public school.
I've helped.
He said duties.
I've never admitted this in public, but I do go and buy a bunch of Christmas gifts for kids. I've donated diapers and all kinds of other stuff.
Well, because those are your kids. Those are all your little bastard children running around, so you had to buy them diapers.
Well, I mean, when they come to me when they're 18, when they finally figure out who I am, I can say, hey, I helped you out. Your mom didn't want me talking to you.
Yeah, he said, all right, he's done that before. I don't care what anybody says. That was not just now thought of.
Here's your bicycle from Walmart. I did what I could.
Yeah. Yeah, I helped you out, bro.
20 years old. Hey, Dad, here's your bicycle.
Hey, you remember those hand-me-down Jordans you got when you were 13? You remember those hand-me-down Jordans you got when you were 13?
Yeah.
That was me,
I was wearing.
No.
I gave those to you.
Marcus has small feet. He's selling his Jordans.
No, they're size 13. And I was probably wearing a 11 or 12 when I was 13. I'm a big dude.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. So no, because let me be very clear. Like I grew up poor, like truly, we grew up poor, and so you talk about hand-me-down Jordans. No, I have some hand-me-down like velour shoes with no name on them. I can still remember them. I got childhood trauma from those shoes because kids.
Well, I was speaking to me as I was in my 20s because I wasn't trying to get nobody pregnant that young, and not as a youngster. So to be fair,
was that young or you were that young?
Hold on.
Hey,
in the 7th and 8th
you
grade,
old fellas, for us growing up, those were Shaqs that you wore. They came from the Kmart. But for y'all, y'all were 30 when Shaq went pro.
Hang on. So here's what's so funny. I was watching a thing about Shaq doing that, and I'm like, dude, this is a legit story right here. So he made the shoes, and they're high quality because Shaq wanted them to be good shoes. And then they were talking about how do they sell them and market them in the same line as Jordans. And he said, no, I want them to be affordable. And he then said, we're going to sell them like in Walmart and places like that. I'm like, that was like, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a legit move.
Yeah, he made a lot of money off that.
Oh yeah, that was not broke.
Yeah, he was. Everybody I knew because I grew up poor was rocking them Shaqs and one. Anybody remember and
one? Some fake Jordans.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. So we are now 54 minutes into the show. We've covered nothing. But
yeah, perfect. This is the most fun I've had. Well, since,
for real.
All
right, are we ending at an hour, or are we staying a few minutes after?
Yeah, no, I mean, I got time.
Up to you.
Yeah,
I gotta go get more water. Go ahead, talk amongst yourselves.
All right.
Okay, I want to talk about Tub.
Oh man, get more water too. Yeah, let's talk about Tub while he's not here because I know. I'm assuming he's in his shack out back. It's at least a several meter walk. Anyways.
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
that at this
I was gonna say,
he's
and I kind of
threatened by his wife.
Yeah, he's like, hey, he's got to go check in.
Yeah,
Melissa, we love you. She might be watching, so be careful.
She probably beat him right now.
I was just gonna say, and let's talk about this when Tub gets back. There was a major win is being advertised by Gun Owners of America over a lawsuit they won against the NFA in a district of Texas. Now,
oh my God, that was scary. That was
that
was almost a jump scare.
Tub, did you hear about the lawsuit Gun Owners of America won against, I guess, the state of Texas or a district of Texas? So it's not a Supreme Court, but a district court ruled whatever the NFA ruling there about silencers, and they had a lot of people in the lawsuit. Gun Owners of America won it. The irony is so I don't know if this was a civil suit or not. They only won it for members of their organization. So you got to be a Gun Owners of America member, and live in that district in Texas. And I guess you don't gotta. I don't know. I hadn't got to the bottom of it. I don't know if that means they're more lax on the silencer laws in that district of Texas. I don't know.
Okay,
wait, so who sued? I'm sorry, real quick. Who sued who? Was it the gun owners who in the state of Texas or
it was court? It's an organization, Gun Owners of America. They sued the state of Texas over their I guess enforcement of the NFA. So essentially this could be a gateway into more lawsuits over the NFA. It'll break out in different district courts, different states, you know what I mean, as they open up. But this sets a legal precedent to hopefully abolish the NFA eventually.
Well, it would take a few things on that. First, if the state of Texas appeals that decision, then if this is the preliminary ruling, then it would probably go en blanc to the whole 7th district. I forgot what district you said.
I didn't say a number because I don't know.
Whatever.
He said 7
because I thought it was the 2nd. I forgot what district.
Yeah, I think it might be. 5th.
So that would just apply to those states. I think it's like Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, something like that. And if that stayed in place, those states wouldn't be allowed to enforce those provisions of the NFA. Now, if it was the state of Texas appeals, it has to go en blanc. And if, depending on how en blanc, that means every judge in that district votes on it. And then depending on how that goes, one party or another is going to appeal. That's pretty much how all federal cases work these days. And if the Supreme Court decides to take the case, then it would truly affect the whole country. Other than that, if Texas doesn't appeal, it'll just stay in that little area. Yeah.
So I guess it's just an injunction. The judge limited the injunction in the case just to members of the organizational plaintiffs, including Gun Owners of America, and the plaintiffs and their customers in the case itself, is what I'm reading here. So it's an injunction. It only applies. So, I mean, it's still a win. Injunction means like they're more fact finding. I don't know.
Well, no,
it's like a restraining order. It's a temporary hold.
They can't enforce.
All right. So all right, got it. Can't enforce. So that's why it's just to literally the plaintiffs. So like,
yeah, and that might be even at the beginning of the lawsuit, because that's how California had its freedom weeks. We got injunctions on the magazine ban like 2 or 3 times, and an injunction on the ammo ban on ordering it by mail 1 time. So during the injunction, everybody ordered their standard capacity magazines and as much ammo as they wanted without a background check here in California more recently. Last few years.
We need to look at. Says a huge thank you to our partners and co-plaintiffs who made this victory possible. Silencer Shop Foundation, Palmetto State Armory, Silencer Co., B&T, FRAC, and the 15 pro gun states who also signed on. So
One more comment, then I'm gonna pass it to Tub. I
what?
think
what are you passing me for?
Well, you're a gun guy now, so we're gonna get your opinion on all this. But I think that dude in Idaho.
He's some kind of gun guy.
I think the dude in Idaho who helped stop the mass shooting. I think his silencer or his suppressor inhibited his velo and somewhat accuracy when he engaged that shooter because he missed all of his shots. They didn't say he hit the dude at all. And with that, you have to be really great at mid to long range for pistol shooting because
like that dude in the mall.
Yeah, well,
because remember that dude in the mall?
Who was that?
The guy in the mall that like it's now a thing where you hit a guy like 13 out of 14 times from 50 yards away. It's some crazy thing. Look up the dude in the mall. It was, anyways.
Okay.
Shooting. Well, some guy walked in a food court with an AR, shot 2 people. It could have been a mass casualty, and just a guy concealed carrying in the mall.
And he had a suppressor?
No, he didn't have a suppressor.
Oh, well, yeah. I think I was talking about.
We've talked about it. Anyways.
I thought you were talking about somebody who used a suppressor in that type of situation because it is not meant for. I don't think it's meant on a rifle. Yeah, you can still go out to. Obviously, you could go out to range, but a pistol.
Hang on. What are you saying is all right for a rifle if you go out to the range that a suppressor is?
No, it's all right for range. How far you could go out.
Okay. I thought you were saying, hey, you can put it like on a long gun without issue. Now, I do know that for a suppressor now, I just recently found out that you no longer have to get your tax stamp for it.
Right.
You still pay up. You still got to go through the process. You still got to go through the whole process. That was
ATF rule that they got rid of. And
so I'm like, okay, that's pretty. I take small wins. That's a small win. Great. You know what? It gets us closer. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now here, somewhat kind of not along the same lines, but there. So down here in Florida, we are now basically constitutional carry. Okay. Like we have open carry. Great. Now here's the thing. The part that I hate about it is that I still have to keep a concealed carry permit because I want to go to other states and I need that for the reciprocity of it. And so this is why I go, at some point, can we please get even if it's concealed carry, can we please get a national concealed carry law that we don't?
Want to know something interesting about that? Has been on Trump's majority legislative term twice now. The first term,
Thomas Massey.
The first term, it passed the House, which was the most difficult part. Got to the Senate. Mitch McConnell said the president drives the agenda. I remember him saying that like I could when he was very lucid. I talked to him, by the way, for about 20 minutes before he left to the hospital today.
Yeah.
How was he? Great. He's doing great.
Good.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's I believe it passed the House again this term, and it's not moving in the Senate at all, which it probably won't because the first thing he wants is the SAVE Act.
Even with a Republican majority, the pro-gun party still can't get it done. That's you know what? Let me be honest with you. Twice now. Like I'm so just sick of it lately. Like in all honesty, there's been a high level of where I stopped paying attention. Like because remember, I would always be like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going?" And over the past couple of weeks, I've been like, you know what? I'm getting to the point where I can see. You know, you have some people who go, "I used to pay attention to it. I gave up." I go, dude, no, you got to pay attention because if not, I'm starting to understand it. I'm starting to go.
Oh, it's bewildering.
What's the point? Yeah, like
it's bewildering.
Why? Right. So here's the thing. So because you all know that we already talked about how I dropped out of my race here. I withdrew. So when I had filed, my nephew is 33, 34 years old. And he sent me a text. And this is what he said. And he goes, listen, I'm glad you're running. He goes, but why bother? And I'm like, okay, what do you mean? He goes, doesn't it all just seem pointless? And do you know, I'm like, this kid's not wrong. Like it's, and especially as a libertarian, that you're kind of like, dude, you know what? Because how many people, everything that's going on, they're just getting discouraged. They're just coming to a point where they go, nothing's happening. And what we just started with right there, the fact that you got these majorities, the ones who are supposed to be, we're pro this, and they have the majority and they're doing nothing. That DC now is just a joke. It's like, and I think the McConnell stuff makes it even worse. When, dude, you can lay out from your job for 2 months and people don't even know if you're alive and you can still keep your job. And here's the thing. Andy Beshear in Kentucky, he's a Democrat.
Yeah, that's why they did it.
No, but hang on. Here's my point, though. He could have easily said, especially being the opposing party, you show us something or I'm calling a special election. And he didn't. He didn't. And so I say that's why it's the proof of they're all on the same team. That ultimately they listen, they don't mind the back and forth and pretend like and let the people who don't really pay attention really think, oh, my party's defending my beliefs. And they're not. And so when you start seeing this stuff right here, you start seeing why these 30s and unders are like, dude, I give up. I give up. Or you start seeing to go back to the very beginning, you start seeing these DSAs and people go, finally, you know what? I don't care how it's happening. The government's finally going to give me something. The government's finally going to look out for me. I'll take it. Yeah. And so you can see where the traction's coming from. I'm sick of government doing nothing. So if somebody says government's going to give me something, I'll take it. Even though we know it's not going to happen, the people fall for the people don't pay attention, and they hear free buses, free groceries. You realize the other day, Mondami said he's talking about, these stores are going to be open by 2029, before his term is over. He said the first store is going to be open, I think he said by the end of next year. And then in a press conference right after, he went against what he said, that big speech out in front of everybody. And so the people who don't pay attention go, they're finally going to give me something. I'll take it. If it's a free bus, if it's free groceries, they're not thinking it through. That free sounds good. So you have those ones who go, just finally do something for me. And then you have the ones like my nephew was just like, why bother? Like, why do we even care? And then if I go a step further, look at the libertarians. We should probably be the most of, why do I bother? Why do I care? Because nobody cares about what we believe. We don't get elected into office. We should be the ones who go, you know what? Why do we bother with this? And yet sometimes we're the ones who keep fighting the hardest.
We have to. Eric.
Yeah. It's all a big boondoggle. I don't know. Like I get the I'm trying to remember the term, but for not atrophy, but essentially you just get tired of it. You know what I mean?
It's complacency.
There's another word. Somebody in the comments, let me know the word.
I want to know that. I want to know right there. I'm sorry, Eric. Keep going. But Marcus, at some point before you're done, I want to see what D's saying there.
Yeah, come back to this. Look, Tub, I get it.
Wait, no more Tub for 10? But hold on, Eric.
Not that one, the other one.
No. Let's move on. No, but I was gonna say, like,
no, she had another one up there about Mark K.
I'll do that after Eric.
Yeah, being a libertarian or worried about like elections and politics, it's a lot like being a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. You know what I mean? And I was a diehard one. Had season tickets for 4 years, made it to AFC Championship, yada, yada, yada. And you just, nothing good ever pans out, ever happens. You get those small wins, but you never get the victory. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and it's always one step forward, 2 steps back, or the Jaguars' case, 1 good season, 15 terrible seasons. You know what I mean? So, but that's kind of, so I'm used to it. I am an underdog. That's probably why I'm a libertarian. I'm like, I'm not used to winning. And in the words of Jelly Roll, the losers win again. You know what I mean? So when we get those wins, they do need to be celebrated. And we need a playbook on how we got those wins and how do we keep repeating those wins. But it is becoming very daunting. You know what I mean? It's a daunting task. There's another word. Can't remember it. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I think that it's hard to simply copy like a plug and play. We can't. I don't think it's as easy as find the one who won and just do what they did. Because here's the thing: for a number of libertarians who won, a lot of times it's a nonpartisan race. So that changes things from the very beginning. Okay, so you have that, and then you'll have the type of how big a seat is it? How like running in Jacksonville, that's a big run. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we could say, hey, somebody over here won, like Jim Turney. Jim Turney, and listen, I love me some Jim Turney, and he keeps winning down there in his race, but it's a nonpartisan race. So it becomes a little bit easier, in all honesty. And it's a smaller kind of town. So I'm not like, and I'm not dogging out what he's doing, but what I'm saying is it's hard to just copy that and just plug that in somewhere else. And I think that because it's hard to do, we don't do very good of just coming up with the way, how do we make this work, as proven by 54 years of getting nothing accomplished. And then we've come to the point, kind of like what you said about the Jaguars. We get one win against, not we, the Jaguars. I'm not kidding. I'm not lumping myself in with the Jaguars. They get one win against a decent team. Look at us. Okay, dude, you got one win. Bring it down a notch. And I think that libertarians, we've lowered the bar for ourselves so much that the smallest type of thing, we're like, yeah. And I'm like, but we didn't change anything. We didn't move anything. We got this small, and I want to make this very clear. I'm not dogging out the people who have won as libertarians. Like, good on you. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the number that run, the number that do things, and the number of actual accomplishments, we've lowered the bar on ourselves. And we've just kind of become like, yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you saying libertarians are the Raiders fans of politics?
They wear a lot of makeup and they make fools of themselves?
And then they move to Las Vegas?
Yeah, and then dip?
So,
yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Yes, we are the Raiders fans.
The term I was looking for was apathetic. And the definition is showing no interest, concern, or energy left to care. And I'm not trying to burst anyone's bubble, but I've kind of felt that way lately with politics. Back to what Tubb's saying, like, what's the and your nephew? What's the point? Like, and that is the younger generation, and this is a callback to our discussion earlier. Like, I feel like that's why the Democratic Socialist America, just socialism in general, is getting a foothold in the Democrat Party, because there's a lot of 30 and youngers that are like, what's the point? Can't afford a house, can't get a good job, can't afford, or food's expensive, gotta work 3 jobs. And I don't want to just quote Dave Ramsey and be like, well, get a second job, get a third job, but you do gotta grind to get through it. And also remember why this happened, and it all goes back to it's the government's fault. So, don't go vote for more government and $10,000 housing stipends, because then it's all going to get more expensive.
Yes. And so here's the thing. All right, go ahead, Marcus.
This is how the unions rose back in the early 19th century, where you had these movements, these what effectively were socialist movements that brought about unions and the like, because the corporations, you got paid in the corporate tokens, you lived on corporate land, and all of that good stuff. Mm-hmm. That's how socialism and communism rise. Socialism and communism are a unintended byproduct of capitalism when you don't have a true free market system. Because a free market does what it's supposed to do. It's the exchange of goods and ideas. But when you have government restricting everything, or government empowering winners and losers, that's when you have the rise of this type of thing right now. And that's what you've gotten from Democrats and Republicans, because they are solely and absolutely funded by corporations that seek their own benefit from this economy. And it is every third, fourth generation, as technology progresses, it removes people from that economy in a livable state, so to speak, if you can follow what I'm saying, how much money they can make. Because we used to have our parents, you needed one income technically, and there was manufacturing factory jobs in urban areas that where you could support a family.
Yeah.
And the government got in the way of all of that crap over the last 40, 50 years to the point where that doesn't exist anymore. And we're a service sector economy where you can't even afford, like in California, for instance, Walmart costs the state of California 80% of their workers are on some kind of WIC or what do you call it? This is how rich I am. Food stamps.
This is how much you don't understand the poor people.
Yeah,
they don't have IDs.
By the way, I'm broke as hell too, so don't get me wrong. But
don't try to pretend like you're the common person now, Bernie. Look at Bernie Sanders here, the black Bernie. Talk about I'm just like
I don't have
guys.
a big house by any means. We struggle like everybody else, but a lot of 80% of the Walmart workers were on public assistance here in California, and and California is subsidizing Walmart's payroll right now. And these people work 32, 40 hours a week. They don't have time to go look for another job because a lot of people don't understand that nuance because I've been unemployed before and I've looked for other jobs. You have to take time off to find a new job. Now, if you're in a low end, bottom of the barrel job, you don't have that luxury, especially if you have kids, because you're going to have to save your time for that. So
because the people in California, the ones who are like what you're talking about, they're just broke. They don't even have the means to break out of there. No. Like they can't afford to get out. And
they don't really.
No, they really don't. And so they're just oppressed in that system, and it just stays there. Because here's what happens: you have people who can afford to get out, and they do. They're like, okay, hey, don't care. But then you truly, and I think this is what gets lost. There are people. They still have IDs, okay? I'll make this very clear. They still have IDs, but they don't have the means to get out of that system. And so it just keeps oppressing them. So imagine if you're in that system that just keeps getting oppressed and you feel like you have nothing, and then somebody from the government's going to run for office and go, I'm going to give you. And all of a sudden they're going to go, yes. And so you can see the false hope that they get. Now, once again, if you're paying attention, you realize it ends up not coming true. But imagine that little bit of hope that you get when they come and tell you, I'm going to give you free groceries. I'm going to give you a free bus ride. I'm going to, whatever that thing is. You can see why they fall for it. You can see why they go, it's because it's the old, like right now, I don't know how well I would do if I had to be 25, 26, 27 years old with the way that things are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't be able to own a house. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you look at these things, and even though, like, this is the part that I think people forget. So my wife has a pretty good job. Okay. It's a pretty good job. And if the dollar was still holding value like it did, honestly, 10 years ago, that job would mean so much more.
Way more. Yeah.
And so what happens is the people think they're getting these raises, but because the dollar's holding no value, they're getting more money, but everything else costing that much more. And then what we do is we lean on government because they're going to fix it, and government just keeps causing it. And so now we get in this cycle of why bother? Why bother? Why bother voting? Why bother getting involved? Like when you add this stuff in, you start seeing these younger ones are probably the smart ones. When they go, you know what? I'm not going to deal with it anymore. Like, why bother getting involved? So it's the way that Eric has been the past couple of weeks, the way that I've been kind of like, dude, you know what? I can tell you right now, I used to always keep up. I'd always keep up. At some point during the day, I'm checking in a few different times. Hey, what's going on? What's Trump doing? What's in the news? And I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, because nothing's going to change. Like, we've won this war 32 times. And yet he's going to, we've decimated their military. Well, what's the problem? Well, they keep shutting down the strait. How do they do that without a military?
Yeah, exactly.
So we hear these
drain
things.
The water out of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, right.
Well, to Tubbs' point, I'm sorry. To your point, my kids are 23. My son turned 23 in January. My daughter turns 22 in November. Both college educated, both recently college graduates. Both of them just recently became gainfully employed they're making money I made when I was in my early 30s already, and there is no hope for them.
Right.
And I already owned a house by the time I was in my early 30s. There is no hope for them of buying a house, let alone renting an apartment.
Yep.
Without probably, if it's a 2-bedroom, they're going to need for one of them, they're going to need to double up in the rooms. They're going to have a roommate in
oh
their
my
room.
goodness,
It's going to be 4 to 2 for them to
with
afford
a college degree.
With a college degree, and that's what, because of they do have student loans, and I took on some, they took on some, but
right.
A lot of parents don't factor this into when they send their kid to college. There's a high probability after their sophomore year they're not going to want to live on campus,
right,
for a variety of reasons. In my daughter's case, she wasn't guaranteed a room after her freshman year. She got lucky her sophomore year in a dorm, and there was almost zero chance her junior and senior year. So we had to move her and her friends into an apartment. So while I'm here paying my mortgage and everything, I'm having to, she had to take out loans to pay her rent because I couldn't afford to pay a mortgage and rent and maintain everything else that we have.
What is the value of your, I know you mentioned you don't have a big house.
Yeah.
What is the value? What is the appraised value of your house according to government?
California money,
about
people.
$650.
$650. Okay.
It's not
now,
big. Yeah, it's not big at all.
How much would somebody realistically have to make in order to purchase a house in California right now?
Close to $200,000 a year.
So that would have to be what your kids.
Yeah.
If they wanted the opportunity, you understand the absurdity of that?
Yeah.
And then you can see why. Listen, because I know we get older, we just work harder, and we get all that stuff. And I go, so here's what it used to be like when I was growing up and I got out of the house and stuff like that. It would be, well, hey, watch your spending. Well, don't go buy those stupid things, and you can have the other things. But you understand that now it's at a point where if I told my kids, hey, well, don't stop at the convenience store, but then that's still not what's keeping them. So you look at it and you go, it's entirely different. So you see where you go, it's falling apart. I don't know how it gets better. We keep electing the same people. We keep doing the same thing. We are the definition of insanity. And at some point, what is it going to take for us and just people to go, that's it. That's it. That we vote different, although how many people will tell you not voting your way out of this one? And what has to happen? I know we sit around, we complain, but is there even a solution? Is there even something that you're going to be able to look at our kids and go, guys, get past this hump and you'll be okay? Can you look at your kids, Marcus, right now and forget about for Eric's daughter? Oh my goodness, forget it. Because she just turned a year. She's about to turn a year old, right?
Just did, yeah.
Just did. Can you imagine what it's going to be like for her when she gets out of college age? Yeah, can you look at your kids, Marcus, and go, hey, if you can get past the next year, we're going to be good?
No. It's interesting because what I wanted to say that I moved out of my parents' house when I was 22, and it wasn't a big deal. I could afford rent. My rent was $300 a month. And it wasn't a bad place. It wasn't the best neighborhood, but it wasn't a bad place.
Well, we know it was the best. You were in it.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
We already know it's questionable.
It was great till you got there.
So you got there just ruining property value. It's funny because after he moved in, all the rents got cheap. So,
all right, moving on. Shout out to my homeboy Free. He's checking in from the Midwest Peace and Liberty Festival in Lake something, Native American, Michigan. I forgot the name of it. Shout out to Amity. They're part of the new Wu-Tang, Libertarian Wu-Tang caucus. How's my favorite Libertarian? I'm doing great. I don't know about Tub or whatever. But,
I don't even want to be anybody's favorite Libertarian. Whatever.
But for my kids, I have no expectation of them moving out anytime soon. And I'm fine with that because I'm just like, help pay down your debt. I literally was talking to my daughter because she got her first real after college job today. She got an offer.
Oh, she just got it. Okay.
Yeah, this today.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm good. I'm happy for you because she's overcame a lot. They wanted to hold her back in kindergarten, and she finished high school with a 3.9 GPA.
Marcus genetics.
And, yeah. And she finished college in 4 years, which is an accomplishment unto itself nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
She pushed herself. And
so,
yeah.
The number was something like, and I'm going to get the number off a little bit. It was somewhere in the area of 65% roughly of college freshmen who are coming in. It's like 65% have to go back and take remedial math and English.
Yeah.
Before they can even start their actual college courses. It's a continually failing system. And nobody seems, and I know we talk about school choice, we talk about all the issues with it, but it just keeps going. And it's not getting changed. And like I said, you come to by the time you get to Eric's daughter, like it's going to be out of hand. And like what you were saying.
She's already talking though, so I think we're going to be all right.
You'll be all right. So
can I one thing about public education, full disclosure, everybody knows I've been working in it the last 17 years. It is okay, and that's the highest I will rate it. But where I think people fail is they don't extend the learning environment into their home. They leave the schooling solely to the school. They're not buying their kid a microscope and say, hey, let's go in the backyard, cut something up, and look at it under a microscope and see what we can do about it. I was like, they're not watching documentaries with their kids. It's like, hey, do you ever wonder why things are the way they are? You have to ask yourself why. Don't just sit there and accept what people are telling you. Ask why. And I always told my kids, they were, I think, I didn't give them their own smartphone until 7th grade, but they had electronic devices when they were 5th, 6th, 7th grade or whatever. And I used to tell them, you have one of the most powerful tools in your hand. If you're ever curious about something, Google it. Look it up. I said you shouldn't have questions for me. You should have discussions.
These kids are so stupid. They're so stupid. So they will, in all honesty, like you say that, dude, just look it up. They don't even know to do that. Because you know why? Their whole life has been technology. Yeah. So to them, it's like, whatever. Like we can look at it and go, dude, you don't understand what this is like. Like we are like, not Eric, he's still pretty young. So Marcus, you and I, we are the gap generation as far as that goes.
Analog to digital. That's what I call it. We grew up analog and now we're digital.
That's what we did. All right. So real quick then, are we able or is Dee's other comments so far gone that we can't see it?
What is she? What was it?
There was something about Mark K. And then we got to get ready to go.
Okay. I just want to say while I go back to Dee's comment, especially for guys like Eric, keep the electronics out of your kids' hands for as long as possible.
Can I speak on that for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you. Yes and no.
Hands, yeah.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Here's why. Yes, because of all that it can turn into. No, because that is their future. Like you better understand, if you start not giving your kids technology in some way that they can do whatever with it or learn how to function and know it, you are hurting them. See, when it was us, okay, fine. It's fine. We're getting it. Now you can't because they're going to be so far behind because that's going to be their world.
Yeah, but I would say 4 or 5. The first 3 years, hell to the no. I'm not even fronting on that, dude. Seriously, keep that stuff out of their hands for very important reasons because they fail to develop certain motor skills as well as attention deficit disorder and all kinds of other stuff. But is this the comment? Why do you guys think Larry railed against Mark K? Is that what you're
okay, finish. Okay, read the whole thing out. Okay.
Why do you guys think Larry railed against Mark K over him bashing third parties? That's all MK is. That's all MK is. Yell. My bad. This was typed hastily.
All MK has is yell other side bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So because yeah. So. Here's the thing. I heard about some of that. Didn't get too far into it. Now, Mark K is a perfect example. So remember Mark K came on the show. Remember, he was local for us. He came on the show. And so I've always just been MRK, whatever, dude. Like he has his talk show and he was doing all the things. And then when he came on the show, I lost everything for him. Him coming on here made me go, he's no different. All he kept doing was coming on here, John Rutherford. Oh, dude, we get it. John Rutherford sucks. That's why you're running against him. What are you going to do? And every time we would ask him something, well, John Rutherford, don't care. So all he's doing is he's playing that game. I'm just not them. So that's enough. So, and I think that that's part of the issue. I think that's part of, like, for us, we get a lot of candidates on here. And Marcus, you and I have talked about this. We get a lot of candidates, and I go, okay, but now what? Now what? Because, and once again, it's not a shot at our candidates. It's the system we know is stacked against us. Like, we know that. Yeah. So we bring these people on and we go, okay, it's great, like good ideas. Like, dude, there we go. Like, man, I love me some Larry Sharp ideas. And like he gets with real answers, but he's still going to get pushed out up there. We're all going to, and so we get this cycle of great idea, squash, nothing happens. And then that's when on our side, we start going, okay, we get apathetic. We get kind of, well, I get it, but your great ideas, unfortunately, they're not going to get anywhere. And then we start, and we're not going to get to it tonight. And then we start the discussion of, okay, should libertarians run in one of the other parties and make things happen? Like right now, Mike Termont is doing a big push where I think he's kind of trying to get the liberty movement inside the Republican Party. And he seems like he's doing this push where he wants to have the party pick the VP for them, kind of like the Libertarians do. And so he made a post about it. And the other day, I seen it. I go, hang on. I says, Mike, let's be very honest here. The Republicans have no desire for a liberty movement inside of them. Thomas Massie is proof of that.
Yeah.
So where's our hope at? Where's our hope? Our hope is to what? Get inside the parties? Why? We've seen what they do if you get in the parties and you actually keep some libertarian ideas. They're going to run you off. So once again, why bother? So, so the point of tonight's show is why bother?
Why bother?
Why bother? When we sign off
next week.
Live free or why bother? Why bother?
Tune in next week for when we try to convince you to bother.
To bother?
Well,
yeah. Because when you two flaked on me when I had Topher Field on here, he mentioned, Friday night, he mentioned that there was another before Rosa Parks.
Oh, I saw
Thomas Massie is Rosa Parks because there was another before him. And he was also, he was a guest on this show. Nope.
Well, Ron Paul hasn't been. Justin
Amash. Yeah, Eric got him on the show. And that's what's what the hell just happened?
What did you just do?
I don't know, bro.
Don't worry about
it. No, don't worry about it. Just sign us out of here, dude.
All right.
Yeah. But Justin Amash is who I think of when, and then a former host on here who went to the dark side, Michael White.
He sold out too. Yep.
Yeah. Well, what he had told me that Republicans were coming up to him and say, hey, you'd be a great Republican because you'll make them read the bills. We can't do it. We have to vote the way they tell us to vote. We don't even read. But if you were somebody who could come in and say, we need to read this.
But here's what's going to happen. It's not, because you know what's going to happen. Exactly. They can get on there. They can do that. Everybody goes, that's a good idea. But they're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. You're going to get pushed out. It's my nephew is right. And we're all saying, why bother? Oh, look. So we're going to finish the show on a high note. Who cares? Who cares?
Eric, your closing statement, I assume that was tough.
That was mine. Guys, who cares?
Realistically, I still care. I don't know why, but if I didn't care, I wouldn't be here tonight. So I do care, but I'm keeping it real. Like the stuff, it's been how long's it been, Tubbs, since we met? 2021. So been fighting for liberty, like actually way more back then, but still actively trying to fight for liberty for over 5 years. Man, I feel like the meme of the AI Grok robot. Like I'm tired. You know what I mean? I'm tired of doing this. Yeah. You know what I mean? But anyways,
I've been.
See, it's actually he's finishing with why bother. It's just his version.
Yeah, you know what? Better luck next week. Maybe we'll
who cares?
I've been in the actively trying to present media to people for going on 10, 11 years now. And it's been lows of the lows and people saying what they want to say. But I will say this, this is the core right here. We're bringing in other people, but I will never give up. You know, I know a lot of people were very frustrated after our guy Chase lost the way he did. But I think that's where you find a resolute nature, because I look at my kids. I know Tub looks at his grandkids and Eric looks at his daughter. And there's millions of other Americans that look at their kids and grandkids like we do. And I want to be able to say, I fought, I did something, I at least voted, I at least put my faith in people who said they were going to do something. And that's why, you know, I'm so happy to have you guys and happy to have Amity and Free and Rob coming on board. And this is where the fight starts. It starts with each and every one of us. And as long as we can push forward, we can go to bed with a clear conscience and die with a clear heart that we did what we could. So I want to thank everybody who watched and listened tonight. You know, to Eric and Tub, one love, my brothers. As we always end the show, you guys are going to do it in the most unrhythmatic way, because I'm going to leave it to you guys. I don't know if you need to count to 3 and then finish it.
Or die.
As my girl Amity, and as we always end this, live free.
Or why bother?